was how we end practice. And it is really about my enjoyment. If I feel good, the players are probably going to feel a little bit better. And we've probably been doing this for 12 to 15 years. We finish every practice with a center circle like a lot of people do. But I didn't realize that we really didn't keep score for the last 10, 15 minutes of practice. We were doing some sort of half-court execution, and we were playing to a standard. And it was a little bit like art. There's a possession where everybody got excited in the gym. And it was like hitting a game-winning shot. And when somebody did something special at the end of practice, I'd yell center circle. And then I would say why that play was so good. So in some ways, we're kind of educating the way we wanted to play. But what I didn't realize is that the guys were keeping track of center circles. And so they're saying, I got 10 center circles in 2015. And somebody said, well, I got 8. But they felt like game winners for those kids. And nobody forgets hitting a game winner. And so you gave them an opportunity, everybody on the team, and just about everybody we started calling them center circle plays, after hearing how they responded to it. It was kind of by accident. But I wanted those kids to want to come back tomorrow. And I know that sounds silly, and maybe it's Division III, but I don't think so. Maybe it's Division II. I don't think so. Maybe it's high major Division I. I've had some unique experiences. In this last calendar year, I've gotten to coach 3 different teams. Like within 1 year, I was coaching Bethel last year.
Really good job. If a guy comes down like this, we can go right to that ball. You can just go take it away, and that's what happened here. All right, you made the next adjustment. We want to do this stuff quick, and then a last redirect thing down here, or I'm coming in here so low that I can see everything from a post play. You had that slow dribble before. Now you're 6'3", 220 pounds, turning to get to that rim, as opposed to 5'5", 140. Touch, you're good, stay in the gap.
About this time, and then I'm at Mississippi State. I coach a whole season, and then in April, I'm coaching at West Point. That's 3 very different teams. But if you're a teacher, you're getting all kinds of information, and you're coaching all kinds of backgrounds. And, of course, there's certain types of kids that we really want to coach, and they're a little more enjoyable, but we're responsible for coaching everybody. And that kind of comes to the topic that I picked, and it's protection plans. And it's how to survive, when you are in the process of developing skills. And everybody wants a complete player, and they want them yesterday. It just doesn't happen that way at any level. And so we want to protect these players while they're acquiring skills, and give them some ideas of other ways to contribute. But before you do that, you actually got to know who you are and what you want. So we've been very clear, and we don't really teach very much. Mackenzie, my daughter, and I would joke, and we'd say, like, if you really know your program, you should be able to explain it on a napkin. Now that napkin's going to have depth, but you have to have thought about it so long that you've condensed it into 4 points on offense, 4 points on defense. Those teams that have 17 pillars of character and all that stuff, I can't remember them. These things on the napkin would be topics that we would raise our voice at, that we're very passionate about. If anybody came into our practice, I would hope they would say, well, these things are really important to this team. And it's, again, pretty simple things, but it's not a lot. So on offense, it's our starts, our eyes on the rim, and getting our foot down. It makes a big difference. It's how we stop. With speed, it's going to be a stride stop. It's how we throw passes. We throw strikes, and how we space the floor. And then number 4, using those strengths to make each other better. And then defensively, again, there's 4 points right there: hand on the ball, build a wall. We want to connect with space and communication, and then we want to finish the play. So everybody in our program knows what's on those napkins. Everybody knows what's important. And we will whisper about other things. You know, if I'm talking about defense and I say no straight line drives, I can't yell at the guy for not being in proper help side before I address that straight line drive. It helps you order how you teach. So we kind of start with that, and then we go a little bit deeper. You know, what we want. We are seeking layups, stationary threes, straight line drives, post ups. And then as a result of those things, we end up getting to go to the free throw line. And then, we're going to fight for vision, time, and space. I mean, this is a fight. The defense is trying to take that stuff away from you. Like everything that we have on the napkin, on the flip side, we have opponents, and sometimes the opponents are in your head. They're trying to take that away from you. And then just to help clarify the types of shots that we want to get, we show in the NBA, this is an NBA effective field goal percentage. If this is what the best in the world shoot, the best in the world, from that mid-range, like 39% at the elbows, 38% in those short corners. And so these numbers have held true for probably the last 5 years. You can see those corners there. So, that helps a little bit in terms of the direction of where we want those kids to go in terms of their shot selection. And we really don't talk about what's a good shot, what's a bad shot, but we say that these are the areas that we're trying to get to. And then you can see this chart over here to the right, looks like pizza slices. We dive in even deeper because I say we don't want to take any of those shots in the white area. We want to get to the gold. So if you're in a post up and you stop and you take a shot in that white area, those shots never go in. Very rarely do they ever go in. In the 12 years since I've been kind of tracking that, the numbers are extremely low. But when we give them a final destination, is that you have to get your hand to the glass or get to the front of the rim. And if you can't get to the front of the rim, you may be making a counter move like a dribble drop. When you know where you want to go, you don't have a lot of hesitation then. And so in some ways it says freedom from choice, kind of a weird thing to say, but we really do free them up because we stay out of those areas. Like we've coached long enough to know that those aren't great shots. I've never seen anybody run the 100 meters and they say, ready, set, go. And nobody really gets lost. Even me with directional dyslexia, I get lost coming home like twice a week. I'm terrible. I won't get lost in the 100 meters because I know where I'm going. There's a final destination. And so that's what we're trying to do with basketball. We're trying to clear it up so that they can play fast and free. Here's a couple clips. Really, these are like final destination clips.
There are no play calls, and you don't really have to know anything. Like we can run offense and not say a word. This guy. Good. BI. Good pass.
Oh, Mackenzie, I can't make this big. Can you guys see that? That's right. I'll just keep it on this screen. So there was a kid just getting one leg. Mackenzie, do you have some advice?
No, but you can see it.
Okay. So our goal would be get to the rim off of one leg and be athletic, as much as we can. Here, and this has been really important to us. So we're just running some movement, some direct passes. There's our space. He knows where he wants to go. So if we can go off one leg because we found space, we're hunting that space and we can find it. Let's go off one leg. Let's be athletic. If you can't find it, he's going to try to make it. So now he's trying to make it. And this helped out, the good players just do that. Like we're copying what good players do, and we're trying to teach them. The one thing that really turned the key is this charge circle, the smile here. And we said, we're trying to get a foot in that circle. So this kid right in here, he stride stops. So it goes right, left, and his left foot is getting inside that circle. And so what happens is he's able to make space. He gets into that defender's thighs. And so here he is, creates it, gets an and one. All right, we're moving the defense here. So here's a girl from Mississippi State from last year, and you can see her right leg coming down. Watch her left leg get into this Arkansas defender, and this Arkansas defender was fantastic. She probably has about 4 or 5 inches on our player, but she totally immobilizes her by taking her thighs out, by going right, left, stride stop, and she couldn't get into the body. So there's our stride stop outside hand. All right, now we're into a post up. So again, if we are looking at our pizza slices, is what I'd call them. We have a post up, we're clearing space. Now his job is to get his hand to the glass and finish in one of those gold areas. So we'd call this one a control to go, and his left hand is going on the other side of the rim. Like that's my example of the 100-meter dash, 100-meter race. And that's our end line. That's our finishing, crossing the tape, hand to the glass. Great finish. Here's another one. We got a post up off of a perimeter drive, hand to the glass. Another Barkley in here. He can't quite get his hand to the glass, but he gets to the front of the rim. And again, that jump hook of his, and he faded a little bit, and that's okay. But as long as he got to the center of the rim, the odds of that going in are pretty high. So that's having a final destination. It's great when the game works that way.